Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the RotoBaller Radio Waiver Wire Series. The Waiver Wire for Week 9 of your fantasy baseball season, the week beginning June 6th. We take a look at some pitchers available on the Waiver Wire. And folks, don't forget to win big in 2022 with rotoballer.com's MLB and DFS Premium Pass, which includes over 15 exclusive lineup tools, daily DFS cheat sheets, and our new Team Sync platform. Use RotoBaller's exclusive hitter projections, pitching planners, DFS value plays, research stations, lineup optimizer, and more to help you win big. For a limited time, get your MLB Premium Pass for an extra 10% off using the discount code ACES. Visit rotoballer.com, sign up today, and start rotoballing like a boss. Guys, don't forget as well, like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel, as well as get the RotoBaller app. Download that onto your phone immediately. Get all the latest news, information, and fantasy articles, courtesy of rotoballer.com. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the RotoBaller Week 9 hitter video and like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. All right. So we take a look at some pitchers available. Now, full disclosure, recording this the morning of June 4th. So a couple of stats can change between now and when you work that waiver wire. Some for the better, potentially some for the worst, obviously. So make sure you check that out as well. And as always, Yahoo roster percentages are what I go by. Try to keep it at or below 40%. And we'll start with a couple of starting pitchers here. First one down in Miami. Edward Cabrera, 28% rostered, a monster start the other day against the Colorado Rockies. 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. The downside, it's going to be the control. 4 walks in those 6 innings, but you love 9 Ks in 6 innings. It's about 13.5 Ks per 9. He did not give up any earned runs. The whip was 0.83. The batting average against was .053. Next start, hoping for about June 10th. For the young Cabrera, who did have a cup of coffee last season, pitched to an ERA over 5, but doesn't change the fact he's one of the Marlins' top pitching prospects. On the season down at AAA, in 23 2/3 innings, he was striking out about just under 32% of the batters he faced, 31.7% to be exact, 12.17 Ks per 9 innings. Now, the ERA was high down at AAA. It was at 4.56. 1 or 2 bad innings in 23 2/3 will blow it up for you. But I love him for that K rate. Almost 32% of the batters he's facing, he's striking out. And he showed that in his first start at the major league level with those 9 Ks in 6 innings. The concern for Edward Cabrera are the walks. Even at the minor league level, he was over 4.5 walks per 9 innings. Tough to hit. At AAA, they were hitting .225 against him. So there's good and bad. He could hurt your whip a little bit, but he's going to provide a lot of strikeouts. Hopefully keep ERA low as long as he doesn't allow the ball to leave the yard after walking a couple of batters. Okay, another young pitcher. I mentioned him last week. I'll mention him again. I don't know why we're not paying more attention to Roansy Contreras of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Only 36% rostered on Yahoo. On the season now, an ERA of .255 with a 1.02 whip in 17 2/3 major league innings. He's got 18 Ks, which works out to be 9.17 Ks per 9 innings. Now, he has a start later today as I'm recording this, June 4th, against Arizona. Adjust your fab bid accordingly, depending on how he does in that start later today against the Diamondbacks. And then his next start after that, June 10th, at the Atlanta Braves. Glenn Otto of the Texas Rangers has pitched well of late. Now, on the season, his ERA is .433, and his whip is at 1.36, even though batting average against is only .234. He also has a start later today, June 4th, against the Seattle Mariners. So, again, adjust your waiver wire bid accordingly. However, he's only 12% rostered. And over his last 11 innings, he has 11 strikeouts and a 1.64 ERA with a 1.09 whip. So he's been effective his last 2 starts. Let's see how he does later today on the 4th against Seattle. adjust your fab bid accordingly, or your waiver wire priority accordingly. His next start, June 10th, against the White Sox. He's got 29 strikeouts in 35 and a third innings to go with that ERA, which is on the wrong side of 4, but on the right side of 2 over the last 14 days. Again, big must-watch for me tonight is Otto against the Seattle as I adjust fab bids depending upon how he does. Zach Eflin of the Philadelphia Phillies, 21% roster. I mentioned him last week. He had the 2-start week, and I mentioned on this show I'm leery of him against the Mets, and I was right. The Mets got to him a bit on May 28th, scored some runs. Mets offense is good, no denying that. However, his second start of the week against the Angels on June 3rd was fantastic. 8 innings, 6 strikeouts, no earned runs. So you got a bit of a mixed bag if you listened to me on Eflin last week. Now his next start, June 9th against Milwaukee. But overall, big picture on the season, Zach Eflin has pitched well. 45 strikeouts in 51 innings pitched, an ERA of 3.88, and a whip of 1.14. He's not walking anybody this year, which is limiting damage. Batting average against on the season for Zach Eflin sits at 247. Over the last 14 days, 21 innings pitched and 22 strikeouts, just over 9 Ks per 9, and a whip of 3.86. 2 of those 3 starts were very good. Start against the Mets, not so good, but only 21% rostered on Yahoo. And my final starting pitcher, another Texas Ranger, John Gray, who was outstanding in his last start, June 1st, against the Tampa Bay Rays. 7 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts. Now, we know what John Gray is, though. His ERA usually sits around 4. He provides you with some strikeouts, and he's doing the same thing today, this year for the Rangers. 44 strikeouts in 41 innings, ERA of 4.83, whip of 1.22, batting average against sits at 2.30. Over the last 14 days, though, Gray has pitched better. 21 strikeouts in 19 innings with an ERA on the right side of 4 at 3.79 and a whip of 1.11. Next start, June 6th against the Cleveland Guardians. Got to mention it because of that 12K performance against Tampa a couple of days back. Only 22% rostered. If I'm ranking these starters, I'm going with the 2 young kids, 1 and 2. Contreras 1, Edward Cabrera 2, Eflin 3, Otto, and then John Gray round out my top 5. Now, as far as relievers go, it's time to speculate a little bit. First off, Colin Poche of the Tampa Bay Rays. He's got 3 saves over the last 14 days with Andrew Kittredge out. Kittredge has started throwing again, though. He could return soon for the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, Colin Poche, only 13% rostered on the season. He's got 14 strikeouts in 17 and a third innings. Very difficult to hit. Batting average against only sits at 1.75. His whip on the year is under 1 at 0.92, and his ERA is a fantastic 1.56. He's got those 3 saves over the last 14 days. He's been the guy mostly used by the Rays in save opportunities with Kittredge out. And we know the Rays bullpen is always terrific, but impossible to predict because of the fact that they just rotate guys in and out based on matchups for save opportunities, and Kittredge is returning. But I wanted to mention Colin Poche, 3 saves over the last 14, and only 13% roster. Now, a couple of changes at the closer position could be on the horizon. Okay, in Boston, Matt Barnes and Hansel Robles both on the injured list. And Tanner Houck now being listed as part of a closer committee. He's picked up a couple of holds. Okay, doesn't have a save yet. 12 appearances this year. 4 starts, settling into now more of a late inning role. He's done multi-inning spots in his last 3 appearances. 7 innings, 4 Ks. Not overly impressive, but he has not given up an earned run, and his whip over those 7 innings sits at 1.14. On the year now, 33 strikeouts and 37 and 2/3, an ERA of 3.82, and a whip of 1.19. Batting average against is very good at 226. But it caught my eye now with the Barnes injury, with the Robles injury, okay, where Tanner Houck is now being listed as part of a closer committee. Opportunity for a few saves can come Tanner Houck's way. I had him in spots. I have him in new dynasty leagues with the hope of him becoming one of their 5 starters. But if you're going to pivot him to the bullpen and give us some saves, that can work just as well. And finally in Oakland, A.J. Puck, again, I'll mention him again. Danny Jimenez has not pitched well his last couple of times out there. This is a career journeyman, is Jimenez, who saw some success early. Lou Trevino was terrible. A.J. Puck, a lot of people have waited for his emergence for the A's. Okay, 19 strikeouts in 21 innings pitched, just over 8 Ks per 9. Okay, ERA on the season is 1.29. WHIP is at 1.05. Batting average against is 2.21. No saves, but he's become kind of the closer in waiting there in Oakland, and just a matter of time that he starts picking up some save opportunities. I don't expect Jimenez to finish the year in Oakland as their closer. And A.J. Puck only 3% rostered. He's at 3%, Houck at 41%, and Colin Posh of the Rays only at 13%. All right, everybody, make sure you head over, or stay right here, I should say, and check out the Week 9 Hitter Waiver Wire video. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Head over to rotoballer.com. Sign up for any of those premium passes, baseball, football, whatever you're looking for, and use the promo code ACES. Save yourself 10%. Follow me on Twitter at Aniano Fantasy, and make sure you get on that phone and download the RotoBaller app as well. All right? Stay smart, stay safe. We'll see you next week. Have a good one, folks.